This video is to help you complete the standards-based lesson plan by making sure that the instruction that you came up with accommodates all types of diverse learners that you'll find in your classroom. And we came up with instruction in the last part of the standards-based lesson plan, but not all learners learn exactly the same way. So you're going to have lots of different students with learning challenges, behavioral emotional issues, physical challenges, with different backgrounds and with limited English proficiency. So how would you deal with everyone's diversity in the classroom at once? And the secret is not making adaptations for a particular student in your instruction, but having instruction that will naturally make adaptations regardless of their background. So instruction that's student-centered, meaningful, teacher-modeled, provides opportunities for students to think, talk, choose, and collaborate using their new language, does help students move to their maximum potential. And we've already done this. This was the creed, the 7 creed standards that was taught in the instructional portion. So if you've done a good job of incorporating those creed standards in your lesson, then you've already made yours accommodating for diverse learners. To get to know some of these diversities a little more in depth, you, in step 1, choose one of these below, in the 5 categories below, and again, you don't have to address every item, just one, and then go ahead and describe it in depth. So you can choose from, do you want to know about your students' learning styles or intelligences? Maybe you're more interested in socioeconomic status or ethnicity. Maybe you're interested in gender, sexual orientation, or religion of your students. Special education challenges, and English as a second language challenges. So once you've chosen a type of diversity, review the resources below for the one that you chose. And again, if you can find other resources, please use those and cite them. And focus on what interests you most about this. So if you picked intelligence and learning styles, then just review these resources. If you picked multicultural, please review those resources, excuse me, and so on. So you go number 3, number 4, number 5. And you just make a description of that. Then you want to make sure your standards-based lesson plan has those creed pieces in there, and how you're doing that for each individual types of diversity. So you're going to describe how the instruction in your standards-based lesson accommodates for each of the following types. And this is also, I want to make a note here, this is what you actually would do in a DOE. In fact, all of this is what you do in a DOE lesson plan. There's a section that says how do you adapt for that. So that's why we're actually including this here. So here are the 4 ones. And you want to describe how you deal with different learning styles, different cultures, special education, and ELL students, and then put that into the Part 2 Guiding the Learning at the very bottom, and click here to see how that's done. That would complete your DOE lesson plan. Then step 3, you would combine all 4 sections, including the descriptive answers for each section, and you would make one standards-based lesson plan. Hopefully you've been building it up the whole time with one benchmark, one assessment, lesson instruction, and accommodations for each of those. Basically, you're just going to combine all section description answers into the first part of the paper, and then place the complete standards-based lesson plan. And if you're not quite sure what that looks like, go ahead and take that look at that student example to make sure it's looked like that itself. Then you're going to post that to La Lima assignments first by the due date, and post it to forums without the descriptions, just the lesson plan itself, because that's not necessary for your other fellow classmates to see, to forums. So assignments first, and then forums. And then you're all done with that assignment. That's it.